Fierce ladies, welcome to the Moms in Real Estate podcast, where we unleash our unapologetic power to share the raw truth of our journeys. Brace yourself for a dose of empowerment, education, and encouragement like never before. I'm Kristen, a relentless entrepreneur obsessed with connecting and uplifting fellow boss babes. In this podcast, we're all about getting down to business, conquering motherhood, nurturing relationships, and so much more. Get ready to dive into the nitty-gritty, embrace the hustle, and unravel the secrets of success in the world of real estate. We're here to ignite your fire, equip you with the knowledge, and unleash your limitless potential. Tune in as we redefine what it means to be a true boss babe. On today's Moms in Real Estate podcast, we're thrilled to introduce Amy Fullmer, a Utah-based real estate expert with 8 years of experience. Amy's annual production of 11 million speaks into her dedication, but her story goes way beyond real estate, and it's about mastering the art of motherhood and career. With 2 awesome kids, 5 and 8, Amy's journey is a testament to resilience and dedication. She's a former teacher turned realtor, now homeschooling her kids while navigating the demands of the real estate world. For aspiring entrepreneurs in real estate, Amy shares valuable advice. Time management, boundaries, and a positive mindset are key. And to fuel her day, a dash of caffeine and gratitude is what she needs to do the trick. Hey girl, hey, I'm so happy to have you on the podcast.
Oh, hey, thank you. I'm excited.
Well, the reason I'm so excited is because me and Amy have been friends for a couple years now, and I get the pleasure of coaching her and really diving into that head of hers, and she is so amazing. So I want to get started and just tell everybody a little bit of background on who you are and why you got into real estate.
Yeah, okay, so I actually didn't start as a realtor. I graduated from Michigan State with an elementary education degree, but when I moved out to Utah, I taught for 8 years, but then I met my husband out here and we got married and had kids. And so after my first kid, I remember just being so sad going back to work. I thought I'd be working forever as a teacher. That's was my dream since first grade. But I had my daughter and just realized I needed to find something that I don't have family here and I didn't have babysitters, and basically my whole paycheck was going to childcare as a teacher. And so I decided to look into real estate. I knew I liked people. We were thinking of selling our own house actually, and then it made sense, and so it gave me time to be with my little girl and still work because I enjoyed working. So that's it's a weird, I don't know how it happened, but it's made sense. So
well, honestly, it's 2 things. One is teachers make the best real estate agents. So if you're a teacher out there and you're thinking about getting your license, I swear, I feel like there's something with teachers in real estate that it clicks. And the other thing, it made sense, but it's also so natural for so many people it's like once they have a kid, they're like, okay, I think that real estate is the way that I'm going to go, because they don't want to go back to something that's so structured, and they want the flexibility and freedom. So it's good that you found it, and you've done so well in real estate.
Yeah, well, I for sure think the skills of a teacher you have to apply in real estate, because you have to be organized. You need to communicate both. Like when I was teaching, I was communicating with adults and children. So it helped to apply all of that, which I'm thankful for. And then, yeah, I feel thankful that I've done what I've been able to do with kids still. And not to say there aren't crazy days, but it's been, really nice to be able to be home at times and then still work with real estate. And it's hard for me to say that I'm successful, but I feel thankful that I've done as well as I have. So
yeah, you've done really well. And you homeschool your kids for the last handful of years, right? So it's like that, throw that on top of everything else. How's that going?
It's good. Yeah. Also something, life has taken me, I guess, everywhere I haven't imagined I would go, but it's fine. It's good. But it's nice. I tell people too, like when they're like, you homeschool, I'm like, yeah, but as a realtor, it kind of makes sense because you your kids would be at school, and then my work is evenings and weekends, and that's when your
Mm-hmm.
kids are home. And so it's really been a really nice thing because I get to be at home with them when they normally would be gone, and then at night I can work or on the
Mm-hmm.
weekends. And so I feel like it's just a perfect thing for us to be able to. I like my kids, so I like
Yeah.
being around them. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
that's
perfect.
good. It was probably really hard at first, but once you got your groove down, especially being a teacher, you're probably like, hey, this is like, it is. I've heard from so many people that homeschool that it's actually awesome. And I think for
Yeah.
so long, like, at least for me, my core belief was like homeschooling, like, it was like the weird kids when you were growing up. And now it's like, it's so normal, I feel like, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, that's my husband and I always joke. We're like, we're determined not to make weird homeschool children, but we're
You're
all
not
weird,
going
so it's
to.
fine anyways. But yes,
Yeah,
but no, it's
now
been
it's
good.
like it's a whole thing. I know so many people that homeschool and they have like their own little communities and all the moms like take turns teaching and I'm like, I want to be a part of that. You know, it's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. No,
So
it's fun. It's
you
good.
you just made a comment that was you have to be organized to be a real estate agent. And I know a lot of real estate agents that aren't organized, so they have to hire out for organization. But you in particular, like you're actually really good at it and you're actually creating another income stream because you're so good at it around it. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I've just kind of started and a little bit just from you helping me. It's weird because my brain is not organized. Like my brain goes a million different places. So it's weird to think that I can be organized. And if you were to ask my mom growing up, she would be like, "No, Amy had her shoes everywhere and she could never find like she's not organized." But when it comes to like checklists, schedules, even like minimizing what I have in my house, I've like worked really hard to do that just because I think, I mean, when there's less clutter in your house, it clears your brain too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for business, I do a little bit of like just in home people's organizing. It relates with work, it fits well, but I have started to plan out just um, like an entrepreneur, real estate, getting all those little like back end things that we've either needed to do or they're kind of started but haven't started. So like email lists, even like, I've worked really hard to try to get my like taxes and that end of things organized. But yeah, I'm starting to where I'm still trying to kind of figure it all out, but I'm working on building a course that will help realtors, entrepreneurs get all like the back end marketing things organized just so it's like system automated, all those things because I mean, we're moms in real estate and like our goal, of course, we want to make money and support our family, but we also, the point of it is to be with our family. So when things are organized, the back end is together, like we can just, what is that one? What's the set it and forget it? Is that Traeger? Like we
I
could
don't
just,
know.
I don't know, but we could just set it, like it's going, it's rolling, we can
Uh-huh.
forget it and then like spend time with our kids and with our family, which is what the whole goal of it is of our moms in real estate thing is. So
It's such a great point, and I think when you just said that, and here I am. It's like the whole point of being an entrepreneur is literally so that we can be flexible. I mean, there's so many different reasons, but a big one for us moms in real estate is we do want to spend that time with our kids. And what's so easy, it's so easy for all of a sudden us to not have time to spend with our kids, and all of a sudden we're working all the time. And so I think that that's a great reminder right there. But yes, if we
mhm.
are organized, it does allow for that. So I can't wait for your course to come out. And I love that you're thinking bigger than just where's my next transaction, because there are so many real estate agents that I talk to that they're just transaction chasers. They're like, that's all that they focus on. And there's just no end in sight when you're doing that. So really honing in. I was listening to training today by Who's the girl that does, she's like a marketing genius, and she does, she teaches people how to do e-courses. It's not Jenna Kutcher, it's her best friend.
That's the only one. Oh,
Amy Porterfield.
Yeah, is that who it is?
Yeah, so I was listening to, she did a webinar today all on online courses, and it's so cool what you can do with them and how you can get so creative, and all of us have some kind of talent inside of us that can get put into an online course where you can generate another income stream that can be they could be very, very lucrative. I've watched multiple people have super great launches and everything.
Yeah, well, and that's what I actually just bought a course that for myself that takes you through all of that, because sometimes I get stuck on like I have so many ideas. I don't know how to like streamline them into something helpful. But this course that I just took, it teaches you kind of back end stuff, but then also how to take your talent, whatever it is, whether it's real estate or a different business, and really to like find passive income through it, like whether it's courses or digital products and those things. And I think it's becoming a lot more popular now. But when I saw it and I went through the course, I'm like, this is so smart, because it is true. Like as realtors, we are doing so much. Like there's so much we need to do just with our clients, finding clients, like but then to have something else coming in as a passive income that still teaches people, takes your talents and turns it into something. I'm like, dang, that would be like this. I'm sure you've seen all of it, and kind of Jenna Kutcher does that too, but just like taking it and making money coming in when you're playing with your kids or like that kind of thing. And so I've started to kind of learn a little bit about that too, and I think it's awesome, and it's true. Like I think we can learn so much from everybody. Like everyone has a talent we can learn from. So
yeah, one of the girls she showcased today taught you how to teach your newborn to sleep through the night, and I'm like, it's so simple. She made like $500,000 from launching that like little course. That's genius.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't have to be.
I heard of a hairdresser like doing some course with something, and I'm like, that is like, you would think a hairdresser is like, I'm here to cut hair, like that's what you do and that's how you make money. But then you can take your talent and teach somebody something else. It's like way cool.
Yeah. I love all that. I love that kind of conversation.
Hi, it's Barbara with Your Tax Coach, and we love helping entrepreneurs save money on their taxes. Here's a quick tax tip. Some of my favorite business deductions for real estate agents is travel and retreats. Did you know that if you travel for business, even if you're just researching a new market, or if you're going on a retreat, you can take those as business deductions. For more info, follow us on Instagram at Your Tax Coach, or go to our website, yourtaxcoach.com.
Okay, so tell us, like, what have been some really successful tools that you've utilized in real estate to help you get to where you're at today?
Okay, let me think. Like apps? Do you like what kind of
like anything like apps or transaction coordinator, like anything that you'd say like, okay, this was like a big thing in my business. Both of those things?
Yeah. Well, for sure, transaction coordinator. For years and years, I was like, I can't, like, whatever, it's 300, 400, whatever, your transaction coordinator. I'm like, I cannot do that. Like, I am just, and I had trouble, like, giving up control. But the transaction coordinator, man, that is, like, the best money you can spend. So I would say for sure, transaction coordinator. For me, for apps, I use Airtable, which I don't know if a lot of people have heard of it or not.
I've never heard of that.
It's similar to like Excel, but you can make like different kind of boards like Trello too. But it just helps. I've like put my SOPs on it. Like, you know, we've talked about those a little bit, but I put those SOPs. And you can just check box off. So like Airtable, I'll put my SOP, I'll put my client on there, and then I have them. Hopefully this is helpful, but I'll have them when they're just starting the process, when they go under contract, and then I have an SOP for when they're closed. Yeah. So I can just check box off like, okay, they've filled out the buyer intake form. They've done this. Okay, now we're under contract. Like, have I sent email to the lender? Have I sent email to title? Like, so Airtable has been really awesome for like checklist SOPs for me.
How much is that?
Oh, gosh, I think it's a free
Nice.
up until like a certain amount of I don't even know what they're called, like little groups. So it's free up to a point. I don't even think actually that I pay for that. I have had enough that I probably have 10 bases. That's what they're called, bases. And I have probably 10 of them, and I think it's still free.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. For sure, which I know you've done trainings. Flowdesk too has, and I had another coach that told me about Flowdesk. I hadn't heard anything about it until you, and then another coach, and that also is that's a great automation email. Very simple. That one you do have to pay for that one. I think it's like $500 for a year, $450 or so for the year. But
yeah, it's $19 a month with your 50% off code for the year.
Oh, yes. And I think I've had it now where I have to pay the full amount.
Me too. Me too. But I tell you what, I talk about it enough that I end up making more than I pay, like by a lot. I feel like I get emails all the time, like so-and-so signed up for Flowdesk. Like throughout the month, I'm like $19 here, $19 there. It's little, but it adds up.
Yeah. Well, that's another, we talk about like other streams of income, affiliate business, stuff like that is sweet. If you can get yours for free, I don't talk about it probably enough, but it is that, I would say. So transaction coordinator, Airtable, and then Flowdesk have been like the most used, because you just were starting to tell me about Trello, and so that's been,
sounds like pretty much the same thing.
Yes, but it's like different, because I actually just started Trello for planning out my emails, where I can just type in everything that I want, and then I put them into Flowdesk, and so that Trello starting to be kind of cool too. But yeah.
So I just hired a VA, and the reason I haven't hired a VA is because honestly I'm terrified of training them for a long time and then it not working out, and so I just put it off. I finally did it, and I'm in the midst of training her right now, and I will tell you, she logged into my Trello and she was like, oh my gosh, she's like, this is awesome, like you're so organized. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that you just said that I'm organized. But it does, it really helps you when you have so much going on. Like even you can have Trello boards for your family stuff. You can have, I mean, I have them for everything. I'm like, there's just a shitload of stuff going on behind me. So I'm like, I have so many different, like I have to have something to do that. So that's a great tip. So what about when you first got into real estate, did you have a mentor or were you on a team?
No. Why does that feel so long ago? I didn't have a mentor. I'm trying to think kind of what my first steps were. I know I had a friend, like actually our realtor that we bought our home with. I remember kind of talking to her a little bit. But I probably didn't start like trying to find a coach or mentor probably 4 years in or something. I think too, when you're a beginning realtor, there's a lot that you have to, like money you put into it that maybe you don't think about at first. And so it probably took me a while to feel like I was in a spot where I could start hiring people to help me.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you would have hired someone earlier, you would have gotten further quicker?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have regrets, and I think like everything happens how it's supposed to in each season of life, but I'm sure, if I would have hired, probably like the organization part, if I would have hired someone there, social media maybe later on would have helped, and then someone that I could go and ask questions to. I was actually talking to a realtor the other day who is just very like part-time. I was talking to her about the course and just what she would need, and I was telling her kind of my transaction history, and she's like, what? That's so good. And I was like, really? Because I feel like there's so much hustle that you never feel like you're doing enough, but then she is newer and she's like, dang, tell me everything. So anyways, I think like, yeah, I for sure it could have benefited from having someone help me sooner. Whatever it was that I wanted to focus on, like social media, just getting my business set up. And I started it was 2015, I think. So it was right before it got crazy. And I had my first transaction within like 2 weeks. And I remember I just like hit the ground running. And then it wasn't until COVID really that I started slowing down, when we had like that month where no one really knew what to do. Like if real estate was going to slow down or whatever, I like went into my back end, like deleted emails, set up files, like all those things. So I probably could have had someone help me at the beginning with that. But did that answer? Well, I probably went every which way there, but
no, but everyone's, journey is so different. So I always love to showcase, like, it doesn't have to be the same for everybody. Sometimes people are like, you have to join a team, and that's, not everybody needs to join a team. It just, everybody's situation's so different. And then the other feeling where, you feel like, oh, this girl thinks I'm successful and I feel like, I'm not. Well, I think that in our industry, it's so common to just feel like you're just never enough. And there's just so many people where you're getting like your numbers put on boards, and you're just like, it's constant hustle, that we can't just sit back sometimes and be like, you know what, I have done a lot. And like, I'm really proud of what I've done. And I think that needs to be more normalized and stop putting that in our face. And then also just like, I have a girl speaking at the next Flourish event, and her topic is, it's whose race are you running anyways? And I just love this topic because I think it needs to be talked about more, because I find myself constantly like doing stuff just to get to that next level of what though? Like who, and I feel like it's just because everyone else is doing it. I'm like, why do I need to do that just because everyone else is doing it? And so I'm just really excited for that speech, just because of exactly like this conversation. I feel like within all of us, we're running whose race, and we need to run our own race.
Yeah. I don't think I learned that soon enough. And I'm still probably working on it. Like even the comparison thing, like it's just so hard in any business probably. But yeah, I think that's important to remember.
So. I think we all struggle with it. Well, I have a fun question to ask you.
Okay.
If you were to pick any celebrity to help purchase a home, who would it be and why?
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm terrible at watching movies, for the record, and so this will be hard for me.
I know. I feel like I know nobody's name. I'm like, okay, I'll be like, well, I don't know who that is.
I'm trying to think of, old me would probably say Channing Tatum.
Okay. Like step up Channing Tatum.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he used to dance, so like that
I just watched that with my 7-year-old the other day.
Oh. I haven't. Why have I not watched that? But I don't know if I would do that today.
You should do that today. You should do like Magic Mike Channing Tatum and help him.
I've never even seen that either. Should I? I don't know.
Yeah, you should.
Okay. Tell me some. I'm trying to think of like girl celebrities that I would love to.
I mean, I would just pick like Jenna Kutcher right now, just because I'm like all in her stuff. I feel like she'd be and she's not necessarily a celebrity, but she's
that would be fun. And you could learn more.
Would love that.
Julia Roberts.
I would love that.
Or like Sandra Bullock. Those two. When I was younger, I watched movies, but now it's like, do I even know who's famous anymore? I don't know. But
me either. I don't like 99% of celebrities, so.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's what we'll go with. Those three. Well, I was only supposed to pick one, but.
Well, it's been so much fun having you on. I loved you being able to share your story with the Moms in Real Estate gang. And yeah, and you're not coming out for Flourish this time.
Well, no, because I'll be out the next weekend for a different conference, but hopefully I'll get to see you.
One of the Flourishes, if you guys want to meet Amy, she will probably be at one.
Yes, I know. I've been trying for the last, 3 Flourishes, but eventually I did think about coming out earlier and staying longer, but I'm like, it's fine. It'll work out. eventually.
It'll work out one day.
Yes.
Well, awesome. If anybody wants to follow you on Instagram, what's your Instagram handle?
It's just Amy Fullmer, .RE for real estate. I just started a new one for the business, like organization stuff, and it's Learn with Amy Fullmer too. So I haven't told you that, so surprise.
I'm super excited to go look at it now.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, Amy.
Thank you. Yep.
Bye.
Hi, it's Kim and Whitney from Real Social Agent, and we love helping real estate professionals create social media content that helps them grow their business.
If you're a real estate professional looking to save time and create more effective content, we're about to make your life so much better.
You're amazing at what you do, and we're here to make sure everyone else knows that. From social media coaching to custom content creation, our job is to make you shine.
Follow us on Instagram at Real Social Agent or download our free Reels 101 library at the link in the show notes.
Thanks, friend, for listening to the podcast. We love having you in our community. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a review or share it with a friend. Also, we'd love to connect with you on Instagram. Go follow us at Moms in Real Estate.